Middle Chill 2? What happened to Middle Chill 1? Okay, this is gonna be a weird one-off video, but indulge me for a second. I want to talk about Cherry and the Quiz. A show made by Middle Chill 2, also known for his previous work, also another underrated show of his. So I take on the liberty and the privilege to talk about this show out here. This task is kind of daunting though, because this guy knows I exist. Too late already making this video.
But life's always great when you have a friend to share the experience with.
Cherry and the Crew is a show starring Cherry and the Crew. The show's about them and their everyday lives and their everyday struggles and their everyday home and their everyday place and their Hey look, it's Cherry, the marketable plushie. So the first episode of the series is pretty simple. I can summarize it right now. So marketable plushie says, hey, you should go check out this guy's ideas. So they go check out these guys' ideas, but then they realize, oh my god, this guy's ideas are shit. And so they decide not to go to him, but then he gets evil and tries to kill them. So the second episode begins with, them being bored and they have to do something because they're bored and they need to start the episode. So while these guys are boarding, Green Apple's like being a dick and shit and he starts messing with her and shit. So they gotta teach him not to be a dick.
What? I'm finally happy!
So they decide to play a show for Green Apple to show Green Apple that if he just had a friend, everyone would, he wouldn't be such a dick. But Green Apple's like, man, and they do an epic Sonic reference with an epic song and it's super epic. But Green Apple's still a dick by the end of it. One thing I like this show for is its comedy. Its comedy reminds me a lot of early SpongeBob, which my show's comedy is based off of. Yeah, that's right. But one thing I do not like about this show is its treatment of the main character, Cherry. By treatment, I mean not at all. He barely shows up in any of the earlier episodes, which really sucks because he's one of the best characters. More attention's literally given to Green Apple. He's like in every episode. But episode 2? Definitely a great episode. One of, if not the best episode in the series, not gonna lie. Episode 3, nothing of substance happens. It's all about, hey, look out of this tree, and then they keep talking about the tree because they have nothing better to do. And then they go to this wizard guy and then dick around, and that's the end. Episode 4 is basically episode 3, but again, there's like more dicking around until the guy from the first episode shows up. And Green Apple and Cherry. Yep, told you he was gonna be in every episode. Hey, Cherry gets more to do in this episode, but yeah, that's about it. Episode 4 begins and hey, Cherry actually gets screen time in this episode. And guess what? He's not relegated to a side character. He actually does stuff in this episode. We finally did it! So the plot of this episode is that they need to get more food from the grocery store to supply them an entire year like they always do. Apparently. And Middle Chill is left behind in the house, so some white the poor bastard, and a UFO crashes into the house.
He's back.
And Cherry punches a mugger because, he was getting mugged and he wasn't gonna let that happen. So after getting all the food supplied in the fridge, something weird happens.
Who are you?
Is it really you?
It's been so long.
So a new character comes out named Sister. Okay, and then this is where we start the 5th episode of the series, the camping episode. This is when they started to tell scary stories to the new group member, Sister. But they ran out of firewood, so Cherry and Green Apple have to get it. That's right, Cherry is actually a main character in this episode. Well, another good song is playing from the series, because the series is full of good songs. No, I joke, the series is full of good songs, chock full of them. But well, geez, a psych, it's a space episode. So they have a montage of them doing spacey things and Green Apple being not a character for some reason. But while at the campsite, Sister asks Alien if she ever lived with her dad, because, she got hired by that one guy. So I forgot to mention that Alien's dad wasn't the last episode. My bad. So Cherry and Green Apple plummet back to Earth while the gang was playing charades. So at the end, everyone goes back to their rooms, except for Sister. Sister actually goes to Alien's room to see what's up. She finds this weird picture, and then she says,
Why are you in my room?
Yep, that's the latest episode of the series. Ended on a cliffhanger 8 months ago, setting up its most important story arc. Damn. We do, however, have confirmation that there will be more episodes, according to the show's creator. I asked in this Q&A. You're welcome.
Gonna continue Cherry and the Crew? Yes, I am. I'm just in a really tough spot right now because the episode I currently started animating sucks and I'm gonna have to restart.
As a huge fan of the show, I can gladly say I'm actually excited to see more of this, especially where that story arc was going. However, we do actually have one more episode, kind of. It's a Valentine's Day special. It's another Cherry and Green Apple story, with Cherry trying to get Green Apple a Valentine, but Green Apple does not have any pull. And then at the ending, they say, maybe we just need each other. And that was all the episodes of Cherry and the Crew. Wow. That was actually a really good series. It's actually my favorite thing from Middle Chill too, except for Trevor and Joe, which is also a really good series. This one is more chaotic than Trevor and Joe, and Trevor and Joe is more down to earth. Quite literally. But this is a series I highly recommend watching. It's actually really good. But yeah, that's all for me for now. All I have to say is see you.
School is ending, it's 2025. Summer's about to be so fun. School is ending, I'm ready to say bye. Ready to go on the run. Entire summer will be filled with joy and whimsy. Entire summer we're just gonna